Shoalo Cougars forced to take on number 1 Thatcher in the 2022 semifinals. Winner of this one was going to get Eastmark, which had won earlier in the ball game. As we knew this was going to be a contrast of two styles. The Eagles really like to keep it on the ground with a big game, and they got that started almost immediately. As Cody Jones, after a good return to start it up, went 59 yards on the first play of the ball game to give Thatcher a 6-0 lead after the extra point was not good. Shoalo eventually would recover a fumble and would go on a 53-yard drive that was capped with a chicken Pedraza run, forced to do so because Nash Brewer was momentarily knocked out of the ball game prior to that one, though Brewer was able to come back at different times in the first half. He was not able to play in the second half, which would prove to be a huge impact upon the Shoalo offense. Still in the first half, Marcus Henderson picks up a blocked punt and returns it to the 18-yard line. 1st and 10 from the red zone. Cougars seemed as if they were poised to really take control, but instead lose 12 yards and wind up not getting any points. That's going to set up Thatcher, which then goes on a long drive that will ultimately be capped as Napier completes his only pass to Damian Oriero from 5 yards out and is able to take a 21-7 lead, which ultimately would prove to be the final score, which they had led at halftime. Shoalo would come out and still provide itself with some opportunities. Pedraza recovered a fumble early in the second half, but as he had to come out and do all of the quarterbacking, the Cougar offense continued to stall. You could see it in a couple of different interceptions that Thatcher was able to pick off as they were really able to just cram the box and force Pedraza to try to do an awful lot with his arm, as they were not able to really get any kind of ground game going were the Cougars. Still, though, Shoalo had huge opportunities as they recovered a fumble early in the fourth quarter, but again were stalled as that led to another Pedraza interception. Were able to force a 4th down stop with about 6 minutes to play in the fourth quarter, but again continued to stall offensively as they had to play the entirety of the second half without Nash Brewer at quarterback. Cougars wind up suffering their first loss since very early in the season to Snowflake, advance all the way to the semifinals, but it will be Thatcher that is going to take on Eastmark next week for the 3A championship. From italk1067.com, I'm Derek Palmer.